Hey there guys, welcome to another Train Sim World 2 video. Today, I'm just going to lay it out there. I'm excited. I've been geeked for this ever since it was announced, so I'm trying to quell my geekedness, my excitement here. But anyway, this is the Clinchfield Railroad finally for Train Sim World 2, released today, April the 8th. And this was first released on Train Simulator Classic, which was done in-house by Dovetail themselves, and that was a pretty decent line in itself. It, of course, came with the FA, which is what you see here, the B unit, GP38, SD40, and a GP7 as well. With this, you get the FA and B booster unit, which you can see right here in front of you, and the old school SD40 before it became a Dash 2 with more modern equipment, electronics, I guess you could say, just to be blunt. But anyway, this is it. First look. I just got it loaded up. I've been waiting for this. I hope it's good. Here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Alright, that's not what I want. Alright, training. Clinchfield Railroad Route Introduction. Take a brief ride along with the Clinchfield Railroad and learn what's available to be discovered. Here we go. This is, of course, as well on PC. This came out for consoles last night at some point, but this is on PC. That is a lovely photo. The art for the route itself. The anticipation is killer. Come on. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes.
Welcome to Train Sim World 2,
Matt.
an immersive and highly detailed rail simulation featuring authentic routes and trains from around the world.
This looks pretty nice.
You've just been awarded some action points.
Woohoo!
These are displayed in the top right corner of the screen
Action
and count
points.
towards your overall experience. It is necessary to be fully aware of the surrounding world. Practice by looking up, down, left, and right.
Yep, there we go. Yep. Uh-huh. No! Why would you want to do that?
Besides operating trains, there are lots of requirements to navigate on foot. Try moving around now.
Alright, so first of all, I've got the frame counter up. I'm getting about 20 frames per second, but I've got the res maxed out, I think, at 200%. So let me fiddle with that now. We'll do 150. I'm going to turn the sound down as well. Alright, so it's about the same. That hasn't changed. Oh wait, I didn't apply it. Here we go. Let's try that again. It didn't save for some reason. Come on, 150. There we go. That's much better. Okay. So yeah, the frames are pretty decent. Just to give a heads up on my specs, I've got a 1660 Ti GPU and a Ryzen first gen 1700X. My processor, 16 gigs of RAM, Windows 10 of course, and this is on a mechanical drive as well. So we're getting about 30 frames right now, which is fine. I am perfectly fine with that. Just looking around here though, these sandbags, the sign, this is looking good so far. Our different kinds of coal hoppers here. So you got 70-ton and 100-ton coal hoppers. That's why they look a little bit different here, if you can tell. And that cold tipple looks very nice. And I've got to say right off the bat, the foliage here looks phenomenal. The trees, the grass, all damn nice so far. Let's go hop in this bad boy. Oh, wait. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm too excited. There we go. Oh, that must be a thing. See the axe right there? One of the collectibles.
This is one of many interactives to be discovered, but not all of them will be as easy to find as this one.
There you go. Chopped up some wood in like a nanosecond. So just audibly right now listening outside of the F7, it sounds like a 567, which is the prime mover that came in these. That's pretty much the sound they had in Train Sim Classic, and they didn't sound terrible to begin with. That's what they sound like for the most part. We've obviously got 2 A units. Just a little background of the Clinchfield before we get started. Operation started in 1924. It was leased to the Atlantic Coastline and Louisville and National. It, of course, became owned and operated by CSX, who closed it for a little while, but runs it to this very day. So you could easily take some sand patch grade stock and do some operation on this to modernize it. They had several of these F units, I think about 24. The SD40s as well. I'm trying to think. I think the numbers, because I want to see if the numbers here are actually right. Let's see, I think the numbers were between 805 through about 820. So what we got here is 812, so that's legit. But yeah, they had roughly the same amount of the F units and the SDs and a plethora of other rolling stock as well. But this is what we get here. And just looking at this, this looks damn good. I'm impressed so far. Just wow. The weathering on it, the proportions look pretty decent. It's amazing seeing this F unit on this scale, you know, outside of something like Train Sim Classic. Alright, I'm gonna stop blabbering. Let's get in and drive this damn thing.
A lot of time will be spent operating trains, so when ready, sit in the engineer's seat.
Don't mind if I do. Who the hell's this guy? Alright, anyway. It looks fabulous in here. The floor, the back wall. It's all grubby looking. Oily. I mean, they never washed or cleaned these things. They were just workhorses through and through. Alright, I don't want to get too out of hand with the manual, or I'm sorry, the tutorial. Sometimes it does weird things, so I'm going to try to stick to script here. We'll have a mess around with it thoroughly in a moment.
You can pause the experience at any point and review previous and current objectives. Check it out now and then return to the game when ready.
Cool.
A heads-up display has appeared on the right-hand side of the screen.
Has it?
This is a guide to all the critical information needed to operate this train. This is the speed display. The white needle shows current speed. The red marker indicates the maximum permitted speed. This is the direction display. An arrow will indicate forward, reverse, and neutral directions. This is the power display. A number will indicate what position the power control is in.
Come on. Killing me.
These are brake indicators. They show the state of the various brake systems, allowing independent management of
brakes, yes.
In the top right are the signal and speed limit displays. These feature an indication of what is approaching and a countdown distance to when they will come into effect.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Matt.
Some of these displays can be hidden via the settings menu for a more challenging experience.
Which they are right now.
This train is ready to go. Pull the indicated handle towards you to get moving.
Alright, the interior looks pretty damn nice. Lighting is a bit bright. I'm sure they're a bit dimmer than that. The seats look good and gnarly. Control stand. It just looks good in here. Now, the whistle handles look very low res. Does it make it literally unplayable? No, but I'm just going to call it as I see it here. Alright, so pull the handle to get moving. Alright, here we go. Throttle idle. We'll use A and D. Okay, so this isn't actually...
The Clinchfield Railroad is both an originator of coal tonnage and a bridge line for manifest freight traffic.
Not a loco tutorial, I take it.
This locomotive is a classic electromotive F7 diesel electric. The Clinchfield Railroad operates 24 of the cab-equipped A unit and 20 of the booster B units.
And they would use the booster units on just about anything, not just the covered wagons, which is the nickname for what we're in here. In fact, one small short line railroad around these parts had a booster unit that was their only locomotive. They had a window cut in one end of it, and that was their locomotive. I can't remember the exact name though. The trees are still purple. I don't know what the deal with that is. I remember seeing that from back in Oakville subdivision. I wish that would get corrected.
Train Sim World 2 allows you to ride and operate.
Yep. Damn, that looks good. I'm so glad they chose the silver and yellow, not the black and yellow, or black and gold. Now, you do get the black and gold on the SD40, but...
You've only explored a small area here, so let's take a look at what else there is to enjoy.
Please.
Welcome to the
Show me,
Clinchfield
Matt.
Railroad. The Clinchfield is one of America's most famous and iconic railroads. Thanks to its rugged, remote, awe-inspiring scenery and tough mountain operations, the Clinchfield is often called the Rio Grande of the East. The north end of the Clinchfield is in the heart of Appalachian coal country, and you'll be serving mines, tipples and loaders along the railroad's main line and branches. The Clinchfield is also a busy artery for manifest
look at those
freight
boxcars.
moving between
Nice.
America's Midwest and South. As an engineer on the Clinchfield, you'll face the challenges of steep grades and heavy tonnage. Along the way, don't forget to repair broken fences, clear fallen logs, refill fire buckets, and bag up spilled coal. Whether operating on the main line or working on the branch lines, you choose the pace.
Bag up
Welcome
spilled coal.
to the
That's
legendary
hilarious.
Clinchfield Railroad.
Coal laying all over this place. Alright, good deal. Let's crack on. I can't do this quick enough. Let's go. So you'll get 37 miles here. It's going to be at Elkhorn City where it's going to start. That's your farthest north bit of the route. It's actually in Kentucky. And then it goes to Dante, which looks like Dante, but let's be real. It's Appalachia. They say Dante, which is in Virginia. So a majority of the route is in Virginia.
Welcome to engineer training. Here you'll be taken through the operation of a classic electromotive division F7 diesel electric locomotive.
Oh,
During this brief introduction, we
here
will
comes
go
some
through the critical
SD40s.
locomotive controls and freight operations. When you're ready, climb aboard to get started.
Still pretty decent frames. Mind you, I've got it at 150% res. So... Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You know what? Let's take a look around this sumbitch. A coupler handle. Battery box. Our fuel cap. Yeah, they look good. They look good.
Take a seat in the engineer's position. This is where you'll be spending most of your time.
You can't go back in the engine bay. That's a shame. That's a shame. Alright, what do we have here? We have the start and run. So that'll be nice doing the cold start. Your transition cutout. Different types of power application. Engine start and stop. Looks like we got a fan or a vent up here. Engineer seat. Can you move the seat? I'm always keen on that. It does not appear that you can. Oh well. Let's see. Cab heater, wiper. Can't open the nose door. It's pretty much a given. I like these mesh boxes covering some of these bits up through here. They look nice. But this is something else, man. Just using these in TS Classic for so long, and they were so bare for the most part, and actually now being able to see this thing in a lifelike size, I'm geeked about it.
The fuel pump will need to be closed to allow fuel to reach the locomotive.
All right. There we go. These are always kind of hard to hit.
The engine is currently shut down and will need to be started before progressing. Press and hold the engine start button to activate it.
Alright, so that
The
primed it,
isolation
actually.
valve is currently in the start position. Use the indicated control to set the isolation valve to the run position. The rotair valve allows the operator to set the brake mode to match the required operation of the locomotive. For the lead locomotive of a long train, use the freight setting. For the lead locomotive of a shorter train, use the passenger setting. If the locomotive is a trailing locomotive, use the appropriate freight or passenger lap setting. If running as a light locomotive, the passenger setting is recommended for rapid brake response.
Alright, so we want passenger now. I take it we're light. Okay, well it literally just told us not to do that, right? We're light engine. Yep. Okay, we'll put it on freight. We'll do what Matt says. I trust in Matt.
The reverser determines the direction of travel.
Yippers.
The transition lever is used to control the flow of the electrical current to the traction motors, which is set based on the movement the locomotive is currently performing. As we are performing switching duties around a yard, we will need to set the control to series parallel shunt. Do this now by using the indicated lever.
Nice.
The unit selector is used by the engineer to specify how many locomotives are in the current lash-up. Use the indicated lever to set the number of locomotives in this formation.
Oh, this is great, because this, you could not do this in Train Sim Classic. These things were bare bones.
The generator field switch will need to be set. Use the indicated switch to...
Alright, there's our Indy. Let's get the gauge lights on, though. There we go. See if we can get the window down. Now, does the handle actually move? Oh, yes. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Very nice. Alright, release the Indy.
For this introduction, we will be performing switching duties and handling the loading of hoppers. You are now ready for service. Using the throttle, apply a small amount of power to get moving.
One Nacharuski. Oh, there we go. Now let's see how the physics are. Amps are slowly building, which is nice. We're not moving. We are on a 1.1% upgrade here. We'll give her another notch. There we go. Physics seem decent. Not too overpowered feeling. Oh, you can open the vent too. Nice. Hell yeah, that's amazing. This thing's by far got to be one of the most in-depth American engines in train sim world ever. You know, I'd say competing with the likes of the F40 for Caltrain. Alright, 10 mile an hour, here we go. I don't know where we're going, but it wants me to hit 10 mph, so there we go.
Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of brake by moving the handle into the braking range.
Alright, pot of cold, tipple track. So something else that's totally different, if you guys had this for TS Classic, the route went farther south, right? They cut that bit off, okay? But they gave us several branch lines, okay? We've got the Hasty, well, they call it Hasty in the area, but I call it Hasty. I'm wrong, whatever. They got the Hasty Branch, the Fremont Branch, the Norris Spur, and the McClure Spur. All of which, each of those total probably about a good 20 extra miles or so. Okay, we didn't get those at TS Classic. We got the McClure, we got a bit of the McClure, and a bit of the Nora, and something else I can't recall off the top of my head. So this is different than the TX Classic route. This isn't one-to-one. Oh shoot, we gotta change that switch. Nah, we're lined up. We're good. I'm not in this long, but I'm already feeling like Dovetail redeemed themselves with North American content with this, and it's been a long time coming. This F7 unit is already fairly in depth from what I can tell. Of course, we got to try the horn. Okay, again, a lot of you know, I'm sure, horns are very important to American trains and railroading and fans. It doesn't sound terrible. It's very abrupt on start and cut off. It doesn't really have a loop to it that I can tell. But it sounds very synthesized. It doesn't sound entirely natural. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. Is it better than the default horns we got for Sandpatch grade? Abso-friggin-lutely. Yes. And then they said they're going to give us the RS3 for the SD40 at some point. So we'll be taking a look at that, of course. But it's got the default SD40 horn, I believe. Alright, so we're going to stop right, y'all. Full independent brake as what you would use not hauling
this
cars.
This yard features both manual and automatic switches. The manual switches will need to be set on foot before departing. Climb down now and make sure the switches are set to the correct position.
You know what, Matt? I think I'll just use the map. But thanks for the offer.
The hoppers are in front of us. You will need to approach them slowly to safely couple and avoid a potential derailment.
With me behind the controls, that's almost a guarantee. Alright, let's check the bell. It sounds alright. It sounds, it's kind of thin sounding. But it sounds like they might have even just taken it from the TS Classic F7. It's something weird about it. Like it's you know, it's like when you drink almond milk compared to real dairy. You know, like it's drinkable, but you know it's not real milk. Like something, like it's almost believable. That's a bad analogy. There's one of our little coal buckets. I mean, there's coal all over the place. In fact, the tracks should be covered in it. Alright, you want to shoot for about under 3 mph. We'll get outside here. Now, let's check the fans out while we're up here. They are operable. Nice. I'm sure the smoke is going to remain the same as all Train Sim World stuff, but we'll have a look at that once we get some grunt down. The physics feel pretty decent so far.
With the hoppers successfully coupled, your next task is to bring the cut of cars over to the tipple to begin the loading process. When loading hoppers, you need to keep to a slow and controlled speed to allow the loader to correctly and safely load the hoppers. Apply a small amount of power to start
Emergency
moving,
brake
and
setting.
then adjust the throttle back to the idle position once you're traveling at no more than 3 miles per hour.
Alright, 3 mile an hour to fill them up. Sounds about right. So we're going forwards, yes, not backwards. Yep, okay, good deal. Alright, release the automatic, put the Indy on. Give her 2 notches, start coming off the Indy. Four. Alright, I don't have amps. I did something. I did something. I made a boo-boo. What'd I do? Ah, okay. So we're hooked up with freight. Did I think I needed to change that to freight lap, right? Series parallel shunt. Did it? That's what I had it in. It's like it changed or something. Hold on, let's see what's going on here. Something fishy. There we go. Now we're getting amps. Alright, now we're good. Okay. The gameplay is pretty smooth, guys. Just a quick note, rivet. This is how you do distance scenery, guys. I hope for the best with the Arosa line. But this is how you do it. So cheers to Dovetail for that. Colgons look pretty good too. Lettering looks good, weathered. That was kind of one of the sad things about the Clinchfield for TS Classic. They were lettered, but they didn't have the name on them, nor the caboose. Which is kind of a a crap way of doing it. Alright, let's get these things filled up here. So of course, like I said, we got 70 and 100 tonner coal gons, and you can see we've got both here in the stream. We also get box cars, reefers, and the caboose with this. So I for one am glad they didn't stick to just you know, a one-trick pony. This was a coal-centric route. This is what they called a tidewater route between the Mississippi River Valley and the East Coast, the Atlantic. And it was predominantly coal, yes, but there were other things that ran through here. Got the old school switches down there, nice. The facilities look good too. They're, you know, they're dirtied up, rusted. Had a weird little glitch there. I don't know if you caught that. Alright, that is done.
Nice job. The hoppers are now loaded. Your final task is to couple this cut of cars to the waiting train.
Alright, set the switch to access the main line. Alright. Wait, is that right?
You will need to contact the dispatcher before you can leave the yard. Contact the dispatcher and ensure you're given clearance before proceeding.
Oh. Oh, denied. Wait, hold on. Hold the phone here. So we're running backwards, but it's not lit. Like the line isn't lit up here. Hopefully this won't screw the tutorial over. Alright, I'm going to put that on freight lap. Series parallel shunt. Okay, so we got a little extra grunt for slow moves. Basically more, I guess you can think of it like torque. Alright, we just want to get off that switch there. Cannot get these brakes to work. So we'll do that. Alright, so I guess it does want us to run back through here. So we're going to hop back out on the main line. That is switch. What's called dispatch. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's not giving me a ton of air. Brakes are cut in. Okay. It's very minute. So we have 2 units selected, rotator valves and freight, parallel shunt. Am I missing something here? What is that? Class lights, number lights, we'll get those on. Hell yeah. Yeah, I gotta say the interior horn is definitely better than the exterior. Why they didn't have us hop in the other cab, I don't know either, but this is how we're doing it. So it cut us off again with the amps. We'll just try series parallel here. There we go. So the front and the rear horns sound pretty much identical. The radio call box doesn't work, anything on that. It would have been cool to have a little bit of chatter on that, I gotta say. Check dispatch again. Look at the map again. Alright, so we're applying service. And you can see it giving it to us. It's just very slow. And then once I do go to lap it, yeah, it's not giving us nothing. This might be an e-brake application. Oh dear God. Oh, Jesus. Alright, so the brakes on this thing are going to take some work, but is that a bad thing? Is it 100% prototypical? I don't know. I've never driven an F7, and I'm pretty sure 99% of people that play this haven't either. So you gotta figure out how these things work. Alright, so we're connecting them to the rest of the Colgon straight ahead. That's PCS open. Okay, so that does work indeed. You gotta figure this out, man. Alright, so I'm gonna bring it out of gear. Okay, so that's all we got as far as it goes. Series parallel shunt, we'll leave it on parallel. Put it back in gear. Contact dispatch. Ready to roll. Alright, well the air comes off quick. It's just, it's like it's not working. Don't have amps, it's still coming off. Alright, there we go. PCS is reset. Sander, we got sand. Sand works. And something else I noticed, just a quick tidbit here on the store page. I want to see if there's a manual. Okay, it does appear that there is not a manual. So if at any time the narration in the tutorial here says refer to the manual, I will be fully triggered. Goes another F unit working. So, the heaps of coal in here look good, right? But that last coal gun next to our engine is flat. A bit odd. There goes our CRR caboose. Can't wait to take a look at that thing. Gotta figure these brakes out though. Got to. We are definitely cut in. Alright, so I'm just going to dump them right now. I hope we do not smash into these. So, essentially, if it should work like the F40. If anyone recalls the F40 for the Caltrain route, it's a service and lap. Sort of like the 101 as well, the little British 101. Same deal, but these don't seem to really grab. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. There's no way they could have overlooked this, right? We are slowing down, but we are going uphill as well. Now it does seem to be lapping at 30 psi. So it may be a case to where you don't want to dump all the air. You want to try and hold it at a nominal area, which I have been dumping it all. It's just out of crappy train driving habit. Should be just about there. Please don't derail. Please, please, please. Nope, we are nowhere near it. Awesome. It's always hard to tell. Alright, here we go. That's why they have spotters and brakemen and conductors. Yeah, those little shorty signals and switches look nice. Oh, too fast, maybe? Shit. I just put it in emergency. So you gotta watch out with that too. It will get thrown in emergency quite quick. Let's pull it out of gear. Let's bail it off. Put it back in gear. Alright, we got them.
With the hoppers now coupled, you can uncouple the locomotive from the train. Use the cut bar on the rear hopper to uncouple the hoppers from this locomotive.
Alright, but we need to stop first, right? So I got the service handle wide open, right? It's dropping, you can see on the HUD. But it's just not doing anything. Go some more. There's about 40 right there. I've got to have it in the wrong brake position or something. Got to. For the sake of me not wanting to do this tutorial again, this is happening. And it's much heavier now. It is much, much heavier now. I was able to kind of keep it under control with the independent brake before, you know, we had 4 hoppers. This is a totally different story. So something's wackadoo there. That was full, wide open service setting, and it still didn't do anything. Anyway, let's get out and cut these hoppers loose.
Good job. That is all of the tasks that have been assigned to you for now. Bring the locomotive back to the yard for use later in the day.
Alright, so again, that, like I said, I don't know if I'm certain that's not game. I think that's just me. So right now we're light engine again, right? So it said light engine, put in passenger, right? Series parallel shunt. Contact dispatch. I believe we're going to take these right back where we found them. Indeed we are. But yeah, they sound like a 567 prime mover. I never thought it was a bad sound in TS Classic. There's plenty of hardcore out there that'll think otherwise. But it's got that old grunty sound to it. And, you know, I'm happy they kind of took and edited, you know, to Train Sim World, if you will, the original sound. Because like I said, I don't think the original sound of the 567 was bad. Just old. But these things look damn good, man. The number lights look fantastic. I haven't really checked out my headlights. The headlights don't look great. They still got that kind of bright whiteness to them. Need to be more of like an amber color. But I think that's just something inherent to Train Sim World as a whole. Unguarded crossing here. Bridge looks nice. take a look at the river. It looks pretty good. Some parts. Got some rock outcroppings up there on the mountainside. Looks nice. We'll just stop it right there.
Good work. That concludes all of the basics of operating this locomotive.
Thank you. Alright, next we are definitely going to look at the SD40. Let's see. There we go. Another thing to note are the services and the trains. The northbound trains had odd order numbers. The southbounds had even, so I'd like to see if that's carried over into this as well. They did that to tie in with the other railroads that anchored and ran through either side of Clinchfield. All right, SD40.
Welcome to engineer training. Here you'll be taken through the operation of an electromotive division SD40 diesel electric locomotive.
Sweet.
During this brief introduction, we will go through the critical locomotive controls and refueling of the locomotive. When you're ready, climb aboard to get started.
Let's do it. Let's take a look at the map first, though. There's your map. We're south. Just south of Dante. This is your big maintenance yard right here. Be nice to see some other spare engines sitting here doing services and scenarios and whatnot. And of course the turntable, I think, which is the only one on the line that you'll get, or in the area for that matter. You got all the different spurs here. And another thing, I know mileage, a lot of people moan and groan about mileage as well, but in a place like this, your average speed is like 20-25 mile an hour. Does it feel like you're going that slow? No, not necessarily. But, you know, there's scenery, okay? Oranges to apples. When you're talking about Great Western Express, which was awesome back in the day when it came out, but now to me, it's just a snooze fest. It's just 4 to 6 lanes wide of straight track and not a damn thing to look at, right? But you're going fast. This is not that. All right, here's Elkhorn City. This is where we were earlier up here, by the way, in the F7 intro. So this is actually in Kentucky, not Virginia. The rest of it's in Virginia. All right, let's take a look at this beast. It looks good. The colors look pretty good. They look right. Black and gold. It's weathered pretty nicely. It's an SD40. The sizes look proportionate as far as I can tell. And I love the stripes they had on the plow as well. Alright, so I'm wondering if we're going to turn this thing around. What's going on with that? Why is it blue? Were they like that? I don't know. Looks weird. Must just be something to do with the coloring. Could they not get the GE logo? Alright, let's climb up the steps. Open the door.
Take a seat in the engineer's position.
Thank you.
This is where the main circuit breaker is used to allow power to the locomotive. Use the indicated control to set it to the closed position.
Alright, circuit breaker closed. Put her in start, stop, isolate.
The engine will first need to be primed to start the locomotive. Use the indicated switch and hold it in the prime position for 10 seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Now that the engine has been primed, it's time to start it up.
Let's fire it up.
Using the same switch as before,
Woo!
move it into the start position and hold it there for 5 seconds to start the engine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
With the engine now running, set the isolation switch to the run position.
Oh, there it goes. Okay, I was like, I don't hear anything running.
Nice work. The locomotive is now ready for operation. This locomotive has 3 brake systems. The automatic brake controls the brakes on the locomotive and all the cars in the consist. The independent brake is used to control only the locomotive's brakes and is primarily used when running light. The dynamic brake is used to help control the train's speed when operating on mainline and branch line grades. As we are running light loco, we will use the independent brake to control our speed. Now move the automatic brake lever into the release position.
I'm gonna get it out of the way. No! No! My God! Yes, it's terrible. Yes, it's reused. But, caveat, and there's a but. Straight from Mr. Pedalson's mouth, they are supposed to be getting an RS3L on this thing. They've got the sound. They've just got to apply it in some update. Will that happen? I don't know. Do we all hope it will happen? Abso-friggin-lutely. So please, Dovetail, do it. Fix this. It's terrible. Alright, release. Cut the brakes in.
The cutoff valve will need to be set to the required position. Do this now by moving the cutoff valve and setting.
There we go. Release the Indy.
The MU2A valve must also be set up to the required position. Move.
There we go. Lead.
Activate the auxiliary systems as indicated.
There we go. So, as always with the other, like Sandpatch grade CSX engines, engine run on, gen field on, and fuel pump and control stand on. Put the reverser handle in. There we go.
The reverser is used to determine the direction of travel.
Okay.
The selector lever allows you to move between power and dynamic braking modes. The B setting allows the throttle handle to control the dynamic brake, and the 1 setting allows it to apply power. Set the selector lever to 1 now. For this introduction, we will be moving this locomotive over to the fuel racks to refuel.
Same crappy
This
belt
yard
too.
features manual switches which will need to be set on foot before departing.
Okay.
Climb down now and make sure the switches are set to the correct positions.
Thanks, Matt. For the sake of time, I'm just going to use the map. Will it let me use the map? There we go.
This locomotive is now ready for service.
Yeah, it is.
Use the throttle and apply a small amount of power to get moving.
It looks pretty damn good, though. I mean, just for some eye candy, you know, side the F7, it looks pretty good. Sounds are a little tinny. Are the fans operational? There we go. Kicking on. There we go. Okay. Just heating up. The number lights on this thing looks pretty darn good too, I gotta say. It's got that old kind of crinkly plastic, like wavy texture. Alright, it wants me to hit 10 mile an hour. There go the fans. There we go.
Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin speeding, apply a small amount of brake by moving the handle into the braking range.
Alright, stop at location Dante south. Whatever you do, don't say Dante. You will offend locals. Even though I say it. I'm kidding, of course. Yeah, they pronounce it Dante. Physics feel kind of different, though, I gotta say. I mean, it is a different engine. It's not the SD42, it's an SD40. The older brother. But the thing takes a minute to build some amps up and some power. Alright, it wants me to go farther.
The refueling point is behind us. Make sure that the switches are set to the correct position and then reverse the locomotive to the fuel racks.
Will do. Can do. Let me double check that for the sake of not doing this twice. Do it right the first time. Ah, there we go. Almost got us. Alright, now can you open the panels on the side like the OG sand patch? It does not appear so. No. Okay. They look pretty good, though. We get if we get that horn that they mentioned on the official stream on here, I will be happier than a pig in shit. That would make this thing much better, even though the sound isn't quite there. I would be fine with that because it's a good looking engine. Gotta admit. And it would be cool as hell running one of these with some F7 booster units behind it, you know.
With the locomotive now positioned next to the fuel rack, you will need to prepare the locomotive for refueling.
Alright, how do we do that?
To begin, open the fuel cap to allow access to the...
Yippers.
Now,
Grab that. Oh, wait, hold on. Why is it not... It's just... It won't let me... Are we not close enough? I don't think we're close enough. Let's back up some more. Oh, that horn. There we go. Whoa! Holy moly! What in the good hell is going on there? Just for evidence. Is it on the inside? Oh wait, no wait, what the? Oh, it's because. Oh, I'm an idiot. All right, we actually got to get out of the train. That's my fault. It went to the character, your player, so that's why it went in there. All right. There we go. What is going on with this thing? It's not connecting. Hello? There we go.
With the hose now inserted into the tank, you can begin refueling.
Will do. And look at that. It actually moves. High tech. I like them coal guns, man. This look pretty good. Just weathered. Oh, and these little stripes here, these were for classification. Alright, is she up? Up, up, up. Yep, she's done. Okay, whatever. I'm over that. I've done the fuel filling thing. So, yeah, just like I thought, the SD is going to be kind of like your side piece, you know. Your guma, if you will. Alright, so let's look at what we got here. We got 6 scenarios. The setup, limited power, Greenbrier Branch, Fremont, Ascent, and mixed power. Alright. That's pretty good. You normally get, what, 4 or 5 scenarios? Alright, and the timetable. Let's see. Let's make it my favorite. Summer fog with the cloud level down. F7. Alright, so this, to me, when I watched that video that the Dovetail did, this looked like the bread and butter here, this service. I'm not crazy about scenarios anyway, first and foremost. I've always been about the services. But they essentially look like scenarios in their own right. I mean, so that's 3010 southbound coal, 3010 and 3012. So it's southbound as far as 93 northbound. Remember what I said about odds going north, evens going south. So they got that right. Vertical loading. Let's see. Greenbrier turn, part 1 and part 2. So it's preparing the train. Part 5, part 6, part 7. Northbound Florida perishable. Sweet. That was a pretty cool train. It was the hottest train that came through there because it was perishable. They didn't have refrigerant like they do today, so they had to get the stuff through here as quick as possible. Northbound empties, northbound manifest. So yeah, there's Crane's Nest East. Let's see. I want to look at the caboose, and I want to find a way that I can quickly do that here. Alright, this is 3005. So yeah, services aplenty. And this is just your F7. Let's take a look at the SD40. So they are different, see? So you got Norturn, McClure shifter. And the shifter's what was switching or shunting. They called it shifting. So yeah, it's all different. Sweetness. Alright, let's see. I want to look at the caboose and some of the... Where's that perishable? There it is. There it is. Let's take a look at that. Train number 97. Which, I think that scenario is on Train Sim Classic from the Clinchfield or CSX scenario pack, I think. It may have come with the route by default. Not sure. Alright, stop as indicated. This is it right here, man. The way this looks. Fog with no cloud. And it's the Appalachians, you know. Farther south, they're called the Smoky Mountains for a reason. This is what they look like most of the day. It's the plants and stuff just giving off, you know, technical term things. something greenhouse effect. You'll have to forgive me. Alright, let's turn all this stuff on. Class lights. Alright, what are we looking at here? So we got an ABBA sweetness. Alright, let's see what by default it's set up as here. Alright, so transition is off. Reverser. Throw it forwards. Let's see, unit selector. So we got 4 units. Got to pop that bad boy on 4. Freight lap. So that is by default. It would appear. See if our brakes are cut in. Indeed they are. Let's get all the windows down and open. Excuse me, Missy. There we go. Get her ventilated. Alright, we are running. Alright, let's go take a look at this caboose. How far is it? Run! Don't get hit by another train. Hopefully this train doesn't take off down here. The caboose I'm going to hop in. That would be fantastic. And of course, we'll take a look at these boxers and reefers. So, of course, I also don't want to call this a first look. For one, I think too many people use that term loosely. I'm not really... I mean, this is my first look, but it's obviously not in depth. I will be doing services and scenarios and making videos of those as well. So that's why this is going to be kind of short-ish. Caboose looks legit. Wow, our first operable caboose. Criminy. Dovetail, thank you. I really mean that. You've redeemed yourselves so far as I can tell, with American content. By golly. See, the handbrake works. Ah! You know what? If we pop that on, will the train leave? The sounds are pretty good on that. I'm not going to get super nerdy about it, but it's definitely a lot more metally clanky than whatever that was. Light switch. Sweet. The window's open? Not those. Sit in a chair, so you can just sit in this thing and ride. There are no passenger services on the Clinchfield, but you can essentially just hop in one of these. And they don't want you using the water closet for some reason. So, looks like you're going to be using nature, because that is locked down tight. Got your stove in here. Make your bacon sandwich and cup of coffee. Dude, this is cool as hell. And here's your seats. Best seat on the train right here. Best view anyway, sorry. Now, does the brake work up here? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's usually a handle right by the damn gauge there, so... Am I not looking in the right place? The light switch works. Alright, let's go take a look at these reefers. Yeah, buddy. For greatest efficiency, Fruit Growers Express. These would come down from parts like where I live, down in Florida, and go just about everywhere abroad. Fruits, veggies. Oh, just the operation on that boxcar door. hell yes. Look at that. Oh. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Interior looks good. I mean, you could even do like a hobo thing if you want. I probably will. I've always wanted to do it in Train Sim World. I think I'll do it. Yeah, I wonder, can you climb on these as well? Hell yeah. Dude. I'm geeked. I am totally geeked. This is amazing. Thank you, Dovetail, for bringing some nice American thoroughbreds into the game. This is fantastic. I am excited. I can't wait to dive into this further. But as far as the video, that is going to do it. I hope you enjoyed and got a small taste of what it looks like. If I had to rate it right now, I'd give it like an 8, you know, just to throw a stupid number at it. Sounds could be better. We could use a manual. That's pretty much all I can think of at this point. This is very nice. But anyway, thank you for spending the time to watch this video if you did. And of course, I'd like to ask, if you did, and you did enjoy the video, and you'd like to, please subscribe. If not, then don't. Otherwise, that is going to do it for me today. That's all for now. Again, thank you for watching. And if this looks nice, go and check it out. I hope you enjoy it. Anyways, that is all. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.